Die stofpad is lang, maar ons kom van ver. Om te staan in die lucht, van de suiderster. Die saal is gepak, die atmosfeer laai. Ons wacht vir die oomblik, laat die muziek nou waai. Mense van heinde oor die vlaktes en berg, vir 'n man wat sy siel in elke noot verberg. Om te oorsing, om hier te sien, dis die tipe respect wat 'n legende verdien. Van die seppiese stories tot die groot verhoog, het jy ons laat huil en laat glo. Agter elke man tot die diepste deurkom, dis jou voetspore vas op hierdie grond. Stuur jy die stem, die man van die dag, 'n rots in die storm, 'n vriend en 'n maat vir die taal, vir die volk, staan jy onbevrees, waar ander bly stil bly, sal jy die een wees. Zweef in jou woorde, vind ons krag, 'n legende wat skyn in die donkerste nag. Zweef hof my, hulle gooi dalk die klippe, die woorde is vuil, omdat jy die waarheid onbeskaamd vertel. 'n letterkundige gees met 'n pen in die hand, jy skryf vir die siel van ons dierbare land. Begin so vast teen die stroom en bly staan, van die dag van Bruce tot in 7de laan. Dekade se passie, dekade se vuur, jy gee alles vir ons, uur na uur. Ja, van seppiese stories tot die groot verhoog, het jy ons laat lag, laat huil en laat glo. Agter elke man tot die diepste deurgrond, is jou voetspore vas op hierdie grond. Stuur jy die stem, die man van die dag, 'n rots in die storm, 'n vriend en 'n maat vir die taal, vir die volk, staan jy onbevrees, waar ander bly stil bly, sal jy die een wees. Stief in jou woorde, vind ons krag, 'n legende wat skyn in die donkerste nag. Laat die wêreld maar raas, laat die kritiese praat, al ken jy die hart van 'n man van sy staat. Hy's meer as akteur, hy's meer as gesang, hy's die stem van 'n volk wat na vryheid verlang. Stuur jy die stem, die man van die dag, 'n rots in die storm, 'n vriend en 'n maat vir die taal, vir die volk, staan jy onbevrees, waar ander bly stil bly, sal jy die een wees. Stief in jou woorde, vind ons krag, 'n legende wat skyn in die donkerste nag. Stief hof my, die legende, in woord en daad vir ons. Resistance is futile. Resistance is futile. They must turn down the noise, listen close. Truth not hide forever. Hey. Colonel in the O's, why atomic stand up? Hey. Legacy media all around, headlines spinning round and round, selling fear from town to town, trying to keep the people down. Lies and fake news every day, misinformation on display. Disinformation lights the way, leading sheep so far astray. Little arms in line, trusting everyone in sign, marching where them say is fine, never asking who designed. Truth gets traded for political gain, again and again and again. While ordinary people feel the strain, caught in somebody else's game. Resistance is futile, them say. Just obey what you're told today, but the people waking up anyway, and the truth keeps finding a way. Resistance is futile, them cry, while their stories never quite comply. You can see it with your own two eyes. Truth lives on, it never dies. Them divide people left and right, turning neighbors into fights, clouding up what should be bright, hiding facts out of sight. They use people then discard, push narratives strong and hard. When the evidence leaves them scarred, them simply move the goalpost yard by yard. Cognitive dissonance in the air, contradictions everywhere, yet some still pretend not to care. Like the emperors got close to it. But a movement's growing every day, not from rage and not from hate, just folks who choose to investigate before it's far too late. Resistance is futile, them say. Just obey what you're told today, but the people waking up anyway, and the truth keeps finding a way. Resistance is futile, them cry, while their stories never quite comply. You can see it with your own two eyes. Truth lives on, hey, it never dies. Come and get a daily dose of reality. No hysteria, no manufactured tragedy. Take a little break from propaganda and insanity and step into a place of clarity. Inoculation against fake news infection, yellow journalism without direction. Question everything, make your own inspection. Truth should never fear examination. Join the kernel, hear the story. Without all the money, facts should glory. Facts before ideology, that's the art of honest reporting. The Wyatt Army isn't just a name, it's ordinary people in the game, thinking freely, not seeking fame, refusing to be led by shame. Just a chill, relax and near the scene, see what all the headlines mean. Objectivity sharp and clean like a river flowing crystal green. No need for panic, no need for fear. Take a look and make it clear. When the facts and evidence appear, the signal rises through this fear. Resistance is futile, them claim, yet more people question all the same. Searching truth beyond the frame and refusing to play the game. Resistance is futile, no more. People knocking on reality's door, seeking facts they're looking for and finding, but they can't ignore. Yeah, man, truth shines brighter than confusion. The noise fades, the facts remain. Colonel Chris and the Wyatt Army, keeping it cool, keeping it real. Resistance is futile when the truth is coming true. Fade off.
Yeah, folks, resistance is futile. Resistance futile. Wyatt Army, stand to. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the program. My apologies for the tardiness. I did set it for 8 p.m., but Ronaldo's schedule changed, and I was working off his schedule. Didn't want to interfere with his time. So ours just gave 500 rand. Not sure if you've seen it. Then you have. But if you've not, it's the best. Travis Scott. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have seen the video. Richard showed it to me today at lunch. Please, again, no few questions. Yeah, thank you. Wow. Thank you for the 500 rand. That'll give chest pains to somebody. So, but that's loud. It's loud. It's better to shut the window and put the aircon on. Hang on. Cold air is not really coming in here. It is 31 degrees today in Pretoria. It is hot. Let me see. You guys tell me if this gets too loud, okay? If that comes too disturbing, I'll turn it off, but it's very slow, that aircon. It's sounds like a jet engine in here, like I'm at Wonder Boom. I'm not at Wonder Boom. So you let me know if that's too loud, and I'll just turn off. But I was starting to cook with Ronaldo, so I've got it turned on there. So yeah, so I am not looking poor. I'm looking good. I'm looking healthy. And for someone my age, I saw a physician who said, my heart is like an ox. He said, that's not what's going to kill you. And then he was feeling around my chest cavity. He said, your liver. I said, is there a problem? He said, no. It's 2 fingers beyond where most people your age are at. And I said, why is that? Well, your liver is still supple, soft, and it's large, not enlarged, but large. It's the normal size. Whereas most people, it's hardened and shrunk because of years of abuse, people my age. But I've taken care of myself, unlike some satanic worshipers. Anyway, so am I not looking good? I'm looking great. I'm looking great. I'm having a great time. I'm meeting fantastic South Africans, black South Africans, white South Africans, colored South Africans. But I will say one thing. I noticed a trend at the toll booths on the Bakwena Highway. Going north into Limpopo, I don't expect people to speak Tswana, but going west across the Bakwena Highway on the N4, I do expect to hear people speak Tswana. There are black folks working in the toll booths on the Bakwena Highway who are not Tswana. I have no objection to that. I'm just saying that this is the land of the Tswana and the Afrikaner. I'm a bit shocked that when I say Dumelema or Dumelera, Utsihilijang, they just kind of stare at me because they can't speak the language. Anyway, bit surprised by that. Anyway, so am I looking down? No, I'm looking great, folks. Having a great time. Yeah, so let me show you my gift today that came from Academia when I visited their campus. This is the Freiburger, okay? The Freiburger. This is, I know it's backwards. Sorry about that, but that's just the video. Shiraz 2023, made in South Africa. And it has the story on the back of Ode on the Freiburger. So Academia issued this. I haven't looked at it yet. Let me open it up in your presence here, folks. I don't want to tear it. There we go. Okay. There you go. Ode on the Freiburger. So a Shiraz. How do they know I love Shiraz? Shiraz. I like Cape Shiraz, so this is pretty good. So, yep, a bottle of wine. Thank you so much for that. So that was a gift to me today. Thank you for that. Also, I received a gift from my host. That was very kind. It does sound delicious, yeah. All right. Yeah, that'll move the liver up a little bit. All to his glory. Welcome to you. Saw your dad. You know that already. Billy, what's going on? Billy, did you write to me earlier today? Are you the Billy that I entered in my address book today after writing to me several times? And I saw you last night. Dylan Combrick, welcome to you. Amelia Lowe. Don Janssen from Rendsburg. Sloth Puppy, Michael Picara. Okay, thank you. Oh, these are guys were here. Ronaldo, that was earlier. Let me get it when I started because a lot of people popped on here. My apologies for starting late. Debbie Fox, thank you for your 350 Rand. Isaac Joubert, thank you for your membership for 10 months. I appreciate that. Pizza parties here. Resistance is futile. What else we got? There's the 500 Rand. Okay, there's Bonnie gave it 30 Rand. African Sun and fresh air does wonders. I agree, but there is no fresh air because people burning wood and trash to stay warm in the Highveld, and the air sucks. The air quality here sucks. Yep. When winter's over, maybe it'll be a little bit better. Madeline says, please tell me how I can get my hands on a Wyatt Army hat. Oh, you need one of these? One of these? Well, you can come to a meet and greet, and then if you want to make a donation to cover the cost of it, you're welcome to do that. Here's a box of them, and the new batch just come in. I got them today. They were delivered to me today. So my apologies to the people that were up in Petersburg because I didn't have them, but we have another batch. I have a feeling I'm going to have to get more. Let me take a look at this batch. So there you go. The Wyatt Army meet and greet 2026. Wyatt Army on the back. And South African flag on that side and American flag on that side. So cool. How cool is that? There you go, folks. There is your Wyatt Army cap. If you want to get one, you can get it in the meet and greet. Short of that, maybe I'll stand on a street corner, and hand them out. But anyway, so, yep. John Mosline, good to see you, brother. So, yeah, these are available. I have, I think, 100 of them now, and it's pretty cool. So, yeah, if you guys want one, just make your little donation, and you'll get it. So, all right, cool. All to his glory says not fair. Well, all to his glory, I'm coming back to the Cape, and I intend to come back with some if I have to have another order made. So we're working on that. What is my favorite Big Bang quote? I don't know. I don't really have a favorite one. I just love Big Bang an awful lot. Okay, so now for Loretta, I had saved one of those hats for you. So now there's more. But anyway, so All right, so there you go. Save something. Well, Pat, I mean, if I can, but I mean, people give me so many gifts. I don't know where I'm going to leave things. It's not going to be ideal for me. I don't want to keep leaving things at Justin's house. I mean, that's not fair to them. But I'm going to have to leave some things behind. I'm not sure what, but I have a bigger problem now because I have things I have to take to KZN, which isn't a problem. I can buy another bag, but then I'm only allowed one bag to Uppington, so I'm going to have to work something out. Which of my recent meet and greets have been most memorable? They've all been very memorable, Andrew. I would say, or is it Andrew or Andre? Andre. I would say that the thing that's most memorable, to be honest, was what's most honest or most memorable is what happened at Thundergun. That's going to be seared in my memory. I mean, the gentleman, such a either a liar or a fraud. He greeted me and thanked me for bringing him business for the past several years, warmly welcomed me, respected me as a retired colonel, was polite to me, and then he pulls that crap. I don't have any animosity towards the guy, but the media have contacted me and they want to run the story, and I haven't really followed through on that. So, anyway, but the media were chomping at the bit to report on the story, and they want my comment on it, and I haven't given it. So they might do the story, but I don't care. I mean, it was just so disrespectful to my viewers because they accepted the invitation, or not the invitation, but the reservation, and then they pulled it back and also lied. He didn't make any money. That's BS. Lucio's made a fortune that night, so it's his loss, not mine. So. I hope you still have caps and music drives that come to Durban. How much they? Well, 200 covers them. The music drives are starting to become a problem. I have, I think, 8 that are recorded, and I have 10 spare, but I need to hold 1 or 2 back for a couple folks. So, that's going to be that was going to be a problem. I haven't found a supplier of thumb drives like I have here. When I get back to the States, I'm going to order another bulk of them. So, if in the States, if you want the thumb drives, it's not going to be a problem. There's going to be plenty of them. I'll just order more for my trips around America. Hope you have a Joel while in South Africa. Wayne, thank you very kindly for that. I've had a few Joels when I've been here, but also become a firefighter once again, putting out Veld fires, Bosveld fires. I don't like spend summer anywhere, Sheen, Pretoria. I don't like summer. I like winter. I like winter in South Africa. I don't like 31 degrees. That's outrageously warm, especially. You missed the Harkies, had to work. Where am next week in Pretoria? Tomorrow is Thursday. And most likely I'll have a meet and greet here in Pretoria. So it's kind of far out, though. So I have to think about that now that I know how far it is. Yeah, not worth the time. Well, Meerkat, the person that contacted me wants to write the story is somebody I know, and I've not had a problem with their reporting in the past. So I'll think about it. I must have brought the heat. Yeah. I have no idea what Francois Thrawn is trying to type there. No, I did not contact you today. Oh, that Billy. Okay, sorry, Billy. Oh, you're going to be Friday at Loftus. Cool beans, Billy. I'll see you there Friday. I have credentials. I'll be at the game in the press box, but I'll come down to the pitch. Yep, I'll come down to the pitch. I will be in Gordons Bay, Louisiana, at the end of this trip, and hopefully we'll have some hats left. Yeah, lots of Big Bang fans here. I'm huge. It's the best sitcom ever. My favorite TV show of all time. Bazinga. Yes. So Leonard and Sheldon are sitting in the clinic in the first episode, the pilot, and he goes, what's the protocol? He says, I don't know. I've never reneged on a proffer of sperm before. Son's car stole, so we struggled. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry to hear that, Miranda. Well, I'll be at the post-game presser if they do one. They didn't do one for the Cheetahs game. They didn't do one. Also, I'm supposed to be getting Saru credentials. Karen says, thumb dives more NB than cap. Huh? Oh, okay. Karen wants me to say one. Okay. Ethel says, I'm going with you. Okay. Pass the butter. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, but it's good stuff. Most folks want caps now. They do. Loretta says 1 or 2. Loretta, I should probably have if you want to get there. You want to buy that hat and, of course, meet you, says Debbie. Well, Pretoria, out near Academia, which is kind of far out, there's a place near there that's offered to host for tomorrow. So, but I may just do it early day because it's a long ride back. Hooked on the Big Bang Theory. Good for you. No, the Bucks game is Saturday, Garrett. The Friday is the Stormers and the Bulls at Loftus. But yeah, if there is a press conference, I'll be at it. But there wasn't one for the last game. There were only 2 journalists me and one of the media guys came to the last game. The others were just, I saw Victor, I met Victor Matfield. He came out to get some meal because he was doing the Afrikaans commentary. I listened to the Tulsa guys because it's always very exciting in the booth next to me. Yeah, so anyway. The next will be tomorrow. I'll announce it tomorrow. Friday, there will likely not be a meet and greet. I have not been to KZN. I will be in KZN. I come down on the 28th. There'll be a meet and greet in Durban. There'll probably be meet and greet in Ballito. I'm just debating that. And there'll probably be a meet and greet in Howick. The Howick and Ballitos will be daytimes. The Durban will be a late afternoon one. Okay. I've been to KZN. No, I haven't. And if not, when? Okay. Just made my super. I made mine, James. Thank you. Okay. Are there going to be a meet and greet in Joburg again? Yes, there'll be a meet and greet at Four Ways on Sunday. And there'll be a meet and greet in Vanderbilt Park on Monday. Big super chat from Ara. Oh, did I miss Ara's super chat? I'm sorry. This is a sponsor of people who really want those hats. Oh, thank you, Ara. Well, that'll pay for 4 of them. It'll help pay for 4 of them. Okay. Gonna have you a huge prize for you. So excited to send you WhatsApp. Okay, Loretta. Okay. All right. All right. I think I've addressed all the stuff. Can I get to the news now, guys? Is that okay? It's a bit late. 258 people currently here. 262. Hit the like button, folks. 126 if you've done that so far. I am in a tiny bum room here in Pretoria. It was inexpensive, but I was made an offer of accommodation, but I didn't see it because I get so many messages and calls. It's from a friend. And my friend actually flies to the United States an hour ago. He left Pretoria, flew out of here today. He's gone, unless something changed. And he offered accommodation for me. But I'm glad that I didn't because, this house is still here. I could have used it, but I didn't want to be in his house without him present. So it's fine. So I'm here and he's traveling to America. Congratulations to him. Again, I've never encouraged anybody to leave this country. I never discourage anybody. That is a choice you must make. I'm not responsible for the FT program. I didn't create it. I simply analyze it and give you the facts, the honest truth. Because he got into Belgium, he's still going forward by contacting anyone that can help him. Okay, that's great, Silent Joe. Well, people shouldn't get false hope, but he can try. All right, if you're talking about the FT program, folks are going to delete your messages. So let's not do that now, okay? Oh, no. I just mentioned my friend because the housing. I'll need a cap, though, as it was like summer here in Durban today. Okay, Karen. All right, you got sunburn on Monday. Well, I get sunburn all the time. Okay, people want the news. It's time for the news. It's like Toyota. You asked for it, you got it. The hell is that? You asked for it, you got it. So, oh my goodness. I'm not even going to make a comment. Why do people have to scream in the hallway? It's not even a Friday night, Anyway, all right. The Rand hit its best level in months, rising to 16 Rand 25 cents against the dollar because Scott Bessent is buying bonds and shattering and frightening the bond market. The bond market rallied on U.S. Treasury's unexpected announcement that it's increasing buybacks of long-dated bonds. The spot index dropped as much as 0.7% as U.S. currency lost ground against all major counterparts, including the yen, the Swiss franc, the Swedish krona were among the biggest gainers. But the Rand strengthened to 16.25. Wow, it even went below 16.08 today. Best level in 5 months within minutes of the announcement. Yeah, so, the Rand is stronger. Get more dollars for your money. March and AfriForum collaboration is sparking fury among those who support March and March. Kali Creel's agreed to do an interview with me. I'll see if I can do it tomorrow to talk about this story. I have some concerns, and I'll address them with Kali Creel. A bit surprised that it happened. We'll see what they have to say. Okay. Civil rights organization AfriForum and anti-immigrant group March and March have sparked controversy after meeting to form a collaborative working group aimed at tackling grassroots community safety, education, crime, and illegal migration challenges. On yesterday, March and March leader Jacinta Nkubisi Zuma met with AfriForum CEO Kali Creel and a delegation from Civil Rights Group. Two organizations agreed to collaborate on community organization, capacity building initiatives, promotion of mother tongue, and accessible education, advancement, peaceful coexistence. Well, I have concerns. So we'll see what they have to say. So she went to AfriForum. So I'm not sure why Freeform went with that. People are asking. President Ramaphosa, I'm going to do a little play acting here. I'm going to put myself in the shoes of President Ramaphosa, who earlier this year said, I will respect the judgment of the Constitutional Court. Only when the Constitutional Court said he has a case to answer for, no. The report is invalid. It was done illegally. I'm opposing it. Hire the lawyers. Stop the process. Now he's objecting to the evidence leader for the impeachment committee. So Ramaphosa said he would abide by the Constitutional Court's decision. He did not, and he's actively sought to undermine the process. If he's innocent, then why doesn't he just want his day in court? Yes. President Ramaphosa has objected to advocate Tandazani Madonsela's appointment as evidence leader in the impeachment, citing conflicts of interest. Opposition parties have accused Ramaphosa using the Stalingrad tactics of Jacob Zuma. Committee voted to seek a legal opinion on the matter with only the MK and EFF opposing. Well, President Ramaphosa promised to adhere to the Constitutional Court. Obviously, he didn't mean it. He was just saying it for effect, I guess, because it was not true. And now, every step along the way, he's trying to stop the process of the impeachment. I was wrong. Fidel Adams called out on dates at Michelanga inquiry. He blames laptop issues as part of disputes technical problems. Faced with evidence, National Color Congress MP Fidel Adams has admitted that he was untruthful before the Michelanga Commission of Inquiry when he said he delayed submitting a statement to the inquiry for 10 months because he saw an email requesting a statement 3 to 4 months ago. Well, I didn't watch his testimony. Apparently, Ronaldo did. I did meet tonight. I did run into Fidel Adams. And he seemed to be in an upbeat mood. So we'll see if he's right or he's just whistling past the cemetery. Francois Thron said, my father had a stroke and he asked me to type that he wants you to stay safe and sound that. Well, thank you so much, Francois. I appreciate that. Quick question. Gosh, is your father okay? I'm sorry to hear that he had a stroke. I mean, is he recovering from the stroke? That's a shame. Modesto, California. Welcome to you. All to his glory gave 7 Rand. Thank you for that. All to his glory. I appreciate that. Okay, so he's recovering. I'm sorry to hear about his stroke, Francois. I hope that whatever happened, he regains full use of everything. I was the one who took the video. He was to my left in front of me. Oh, Hasigi. Okay. There's a conversation going on that I'll party to. The Democratic Alliance has done an about-face. Burke steps back from finance oversight roles. The DA has had second thoughts about the future of Mark Burke. His company's under investigation by the Reserve Bank, asking him to stand down from certain roles. So the DA, after one day saying they stand behind him, turned their back on him the next day. The DA probably should do more thorough investigations before they start making these pronouncements. Prodigy, I don't know what you're talking about. Please do not use all caps. That will be deleted. What White Cross planting? What are you talking about? I am an ambassador for the White Cross Project, and of course, I will be in D.C. and likely may even testify. Sinbad Carlo also has concerns like I do. As the bodies pile up, the acting police minister, Chachela, insists Operation Prosper is working. Really? Acting Police Minister Feroz Chachela says Operation Prosper is yielding positive results in some operation areas despite continued gang-related violence and concerns over the effectiveness of the deployment. He was responding to questions from the Mkhonto weSizwe Party member of Parliament, Glenn Tayabosh. Well, I'm not sure it's working. I missed a question there. Let me go back and see what that is. Marina Rademeyer says, where your next meet and greet tomorrow? It'll be tomorrow, depending on my schedule and whether I can organize interviews. There may be 2 of them, but 1 for sure. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Prodigy. I won't be. It's okay. You don't have to apologize. I'm just saying, please don't do all caps because moderators will remove that. It's reserved for Hendo, the OG moderator. Apologies, White Cross planning next month. No, I won't be here next month. I'm sorry. I was just in Limpopo and I recorded there. Cobus took me around and I walked up, actually climbed up the hill. I have to say that, it's easy to go. It's like the comrades. It's far easier to go up the hill than it is coming down. Utopia says, doing license now. Okay, take care. Don't drink Coke. Why not? Coca-Cola is the real thing. Chidima Atishina urges South Africans to not let xenophobia shape justice. This is the South African born of Nigerian parents who has been mistreated. It's not audio feedback. It's the aircon. You're hearing the jet engine of the aircon. Yep. Yeah, I was just up there, Prodigy, but I won't be able to make it for the planning. Apologies. Maybe another time. Yep. Yeah, all caps are considered shouting. She's saying that people should not give in to xenophobia. Chidima Atisena has urged South Africans not to allow the xenophobia and misinformation to determine how people are treated as she continues with legal battle to be recognized South African citizen. She was born here, which under law makes her South African, but they're denying that they're trying to deport her. She was Miss South Africa, and now they're trying to deport her. It's a shame. She said, I've been treated unfairly. Beauty queen Chidima Atisena avoids detention for now. Yeah, they were going to put her in jail. Former Miss South Africa finalist and Miss Universe Nigeria Chidima Atisena remains a free woman for now, as an undecided High Court challenge resulted in the Cape Town Regional Court postponing judgment on whether she should be held in detention pending deportation. She was born in South Africa. She grew up here. She lived her entire life in South Africa. And now they want to deport her. They want to put her in prison for being born in South Africa. Is that a crime, being born in South Africa? What the hell does she have to do with her circumstance of being born here? Nothing. That is just so wrong. Look, I mean, these people that are doing this are the same sort of people who claim that Trump is a racist for trying to kick people out of the country. But here they're doing the exact same thing to someone born in South Africa. They're accusing her citizenship being fraudulent, but she didn't come here. How did she cheat? Yeah, because she's better than them. Yeah, you couldn't hear the aircon. Well, that's good. Yeah, they actually want to put her in prison. She was for the crime of being born in South Africa. Wow, I mean, that's insane. Yeah, I'm going to put it on because the people are making so much noise out there in the hallway. They're so disrespectful and rude. So I'll put it back on. Yeah, I mean, she said Ubuntu must be everywhere. You cannot go to another country, commit a crime, and after that, you put that we have to put Ubuntu. Ubuntu goes, I don't know what she's talking about there. But she's right. She's been mistreated. I don't disagree with her. Well, the refugee appeals backlog is spurring the African National Congress calls for controversial immigration reforms. They want immigration reform, but we're talking about 161,000 pending refugee appeals. 90,000 are inactive because they can't find the people who made the appeal. 55% of appeals are inactive. It's crazy. That's just crazy. 70,900 active, 90,000 inactive. Well, tickets are still available, contrary to the false reporting. Tickets were still available earlier today, 8 hours ago, for the Springbok and All Black match at Ellis Park. They said that it was sold out previously, but that's not true. There were 1,000 to 2,000 tickets still available for the test match on Saturday at Ellis Park. Sold out sides had gone up for the test on June 2nd, and people gave up on trying to get tickets. Into Bonnie's world. Well, she was born in South Africa, so why isn't she South African? Under your law, that makes her South African. So if South Africa can strip her, then why can't we strip the anchor babies in America? Why do people have a problem with that? Tickets are expensive, though. 850 rand to 4,000. The ones that are available are 1,650 rand and upwards. That's crazy. That's a topic of debate. Yep, I can't remember where my ticket's at, but I'll be there. South Africa is our fortress, not just Ellis Park, says Malcolm Marx. He says South Africa is our fortress. Well, let's see how it goes. Yeah, I didn't see the interview with Carl Niehaus. He is an annoying little man. That is expensive, yeah. Yeah, I get her mother was here illegally when she was born, but under South African law, she's a South African. How do you know she wasn't born in South Africa, Ethel? How do you know that? I wasn't there when she was born. All right, so yeah, we'll see if South Africa is a fortress. Athletics South Africa has distanced itself from the 2027 Comrades Marathon. Athletics South Africa announced on Tuesday they were distancing themselves from the Comrades. The Comrades is becoming quite the mess. this whole dispute going on with these different groups, and now Athletic South Africa. It's I don't know what's going on with comrades. So this Ebola outbreak is really continuing in the Congo. 5,000 now confirmed cases now. It's one of the largest outbreaks of the disease ever. Not as big as the West Africa case, but it's getting big. It's getting big. The outbreak is the worst ever caused by Budungugu virus and the deadliest Ebola outbreak in Congo history. Well, not as deadly as the one that hit West Africa. Well, an op-ed appearing in the Washington Times, young Democratic Socialist of America members, unemployed but maybe not so educated. Yes, a survey of 2020 of the Democratic Socialist of America membership has been making the rounds recently for a finding that is baffling many of the political right and reinforcing the smugness of many on the left. 80% of the members aged 25 or older have college degrees. Some, 35%, hold a master's, doctorate, or professional degree. Nearly half, 42%, were unemployed when the survey was taken. So they all have degrees, and none of them get jobs. They have degrees and they can't get jobs. Ah, my goodness. So they're educated idiots. The left. Oh, they're so funny. They're so funny. They're so full of themselves. Liberia has agreed to accept 1,200 third-party deportees from the U.S. They said the deal did not have any quid pro quo and that it's not asking for compensation for accepting deportees. That's pretty awesome. Liberia has agreed to accept up to 1,200 third-country deportees from the United States in the next 12 months. First group is expected to arrive on August 20th, tomorrow. Yep. Include Africans and Western Hemisphere countries who are medically authorized to travel. Wow. Trump is getting it done, man. He's getting it done. Israel's military has launched a criminal investigation into the killings of Haim Rajab and Palestinian paramedics. Israel's military on Wednesday announced its first criminal investigations into troop conduct in the war in Gaza, focusing on the killings of 5-year-old Haim Rajab and her family and 15 Palestinian paramedics. The military said it would not launch criminal investigations into the 3 other attacks that killed aid workers from World Central Kitchen and Doctors Without Borders. It said they had completed reviews of 150 instances of troop conduct in Gaza and made decisions on the 5 cases. They did not mention many other high-profile killings that they would pledge to investigate. So they're actually doing it. The killing of Rajab and her family trapped in a vehicle and pleading for help by phone in February 2024 and the killing of 15 medics in May 2025 drew international outcry. Independent experts from the UN Human Rights Council have said Rajab's killing might constitute a war crime. Rights groups have filed war crimes complaints in the International Criminal Court and requests to indict soldiers they identified as involved in the killing. Well, I guess we'll see what happened there if their actions were wrong. The military made it to firing at the family car carrying Rajab, 4 of her cousins, and her aunt and uncle as they fled an Israeli invasion of Gaza City. As gunfire sprayed around, Rajab's cousin, 15-year-old Layman Hamada, called the Palestinian Red Cross medical center, telling them the tank was approaching and her family had been killed. Seconds later, more gunshots were heard and latest screaming stopped. Palestinian paramedics dispatched an ambulance to rescue Rajab, the sole survivor, and stayed on the line until contact was lost. Rajab, 5 relatives, and 2 medics from the ambulance were found dead 12 days later. Wow, that was horrible. Iran's latest warning to the U.S. signals the hardliners are just getting started. It's time to deal with these clowns. President Trump is struggling to extract the United States from a war that he started almost 6 months ago. CNN, that is wrong. President Trump did not start this war, you lying SOBs. The Iranians started this war in 1979. 46 years ago, they started this war. The fact that we joined it 46 years later doesn't mean that the war wasn't going. They killed thousands of Americans and others over the course of that time. So CNN gets it wrong again. United Arab Emirates have halted all Iranian trade after 2 missiles were launched from Iranian territory. They were intended to disrupt commercial maritime traffic. They landed in the sea. They targeted UAE's commercial shipping channels and fell into the sea. In response, UAE Director of Strategic Communications, Afar al-Hamali, announced an indefinite halt to all trade, commercial exchange, and financial interactions with Iran. Well, that was a mistake. Iran has scored an own goal. NATO is prepared to defend allies from any Iranian threat. Well, that's interesting. NATO said today that it is prepared to defend all its members against attacks by Iran after reports suggested Tehran was considering striking U.S. military targets in Europe. Wow, they've already committed a war crime by calling for the murder of U.S. soldiers. Now they want to attack bases in Europe. Well, it is time to take these ghouls out. The United States, South Korea have trimmed back their military exercises if Trump ordered a scale back to help his friend Kim Jong-un in response to South Korea not stepping up and helping the United States when the United States asked for help against Iran. 10. South Korea and the United States have shortened their annual Ochi Freedom Shield exercise and agreed to reduce some field training after U.S. President Trump directed the Pentagon to scale back joint drills. Well, that's a shame. South Korea is a very reliable ally. The International Criminal Court has slammed the U.S. decision to sanction the court's president and a senior prosecution lawyer. The International Criminal Court on Wednesday slammed the latest U.S. sanctions targeting senior ICC staff, including its president, as a flagrant attack on the global tribunal's independence and vowed to continue seeking justice for atrocities around the world. State Department announced Tuesday that it had imposed sanctions on ICC President Tomoko Akane, a Japanese national, and ICC senior trial lawyer Abdoulaye Seye, who's from Senegal, freezing any assets they have in U.S. jurisdictions or that come in contact with the U.S. financial system. Wow. The court said that when judicial actors are threatened for applying the law, it is international legal order itself that places risk. No. The International Criminal Court is rogue. If you're not a signatory to the Rome Statute, they have no authority over you whatsoever. Yet this court has extrajudiciously, in violation of the Rome Statute, indicted Vladimir Putin. Russia and Ukraine are not signatories. Their actions are not subject to the ICC. The ICC has also entertained a bogus genocide lawsuit from South Africa against Israel. So the ICC has gone rogue, and the ICC should, I'm sorry, that's the ICJ, my apologies, misspoke, ICJ. The ICC should get back in its box. People can only be referred to the court by states unwilling or unable to prosecute criminals in their jurisdiction if they're signatories to the treaty. U.S. is not a signatory. Russia is not a signatory. Ukraine is not a signatory, as are not several other states. The ICC is out of control, and there's a reason why the U.S. is sanctioning its people, because they're committing crimes that violate the treaty. Venezuela and Chad have announced they plan to leave the court. Yep, South Africa threatened to leave several years ago. So, a Canadian official condemns Israel's unlawful invasion and announces new aid to Lebanon. Canadian government official condemned what he called Israel's unlawful invasion of Lebanon, saying Beirut should govern its own space and have sovereignty over its lands. Well, if Beirut would stop letting terrorists kill Israelis, then perhaps Israel wouldn't have to do this. Randeep Sarai, Canada's Secretary of State for International Development, visited Lebanon to announce humanitarian aid. We've been working actively, I think, through diplomatic channels to do whatever possible to stop that and allow Lebanese communities that are from those areas to be able to move back. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Randeep Sarai, but I don't think that your comments are on the money. President Trump has put on hold his threats for 50% tariffs on Canadian goods. He claims the deal with Canada is near, but Prime Minister Mark Carney was less definitive about what the intense talks produced, saying important work remain. So, Canada got a 3-day reprieve on damaging new American tariffs against billions of dollars worth of goods. President Trump claiming the deal was close, but Prime Minister Carney saying only substantial progress has been made. So, we'll see. We'll see. 90 minutes before the deadline on Tuesday, he gave him 3 more days. The stock market, bond yields dive after Scott Bessent steps in to buy back the bonds. The yield on the 30-year Treasury dropped from 5.27% down to about 5.2%, which is not significant, but it had a big impact on the market. President Trump has nominated Heidi Overton to lead the Food and Drug Administration. I have no idea who Heidi Overton is, a physician. She's a White House aide who often briefs the president on health issues. So now she'll be in charge of the Food and Drug Administration once she's been confirmed. Well, folks, there's no serious dispute that James Comey meant to threaten the president of the United States, and therefore he's going to be prosecuted. No serious question about that whatsoever. Justice Department has defended its prosecution of former FBI Director James Comey, saying that there's no serious dispute that a social media post of seashells he made last year could be misunderstood as a threat against President Trump. Of course, he took the photograph of the little stones he put in place and magically claimed that they just appeared in nature as 8647, which is a threat to the life of the president. And he thinks that he can get away with this. The entry for 86 from Merriam-Webster, the dictionary used by Associated Press, says it means to throw out, to get rid of, or refuse service to. Trump, a Republican's 47th president. It does suggest violence. 86 is a term used by gangsters. Moderna shares double on success of its mRNA cancer vaccine. Wow. So they're using mRNA to fight cancer now. Experimental mRNA vaccine succeed in preventing cancer from coming back or spreading in a study of high-risk melanoma patients. Well, I'll pass on the mRNA. Former Fauci aide, Dr. David Morens, has been convicted. He pled guilty. Yep, he worked for Fauci for 16 years. Morens turned to his personal email account during the COVID scam and began using it with express purpose of avoiding a Freedom of Information Act request. This is a criminal offense. The 79-year-old pled guilty to one count in exchange for prosecutors dropping 4 other charges. He was a senior advisor to Dr. Fauci at the National Institutes of Health from 2006 to late 2022. And he has pled guilty to criminal conduct, trying to hide the information. The 85-year-old Dr. Fraud was referenced in many of the exchanges. Dr. Fraud. Senate candidate Darlene Graham blasted over her foreign policy blunder during a campaign debate. This is Lindsey Graham's sister, who President Trump has backed, is now the candidate for the Republicans, and she has no knowledge of foreign affairs, yet she's going to run for the Senate. Trump-endorsed candidate Darlene Graham is facing questions about her readiness to serve a 6-year term after admitting in a GOP debate that she's not informed about national security. Ms. Graham didn't even try to answer the question. I'm just going to be honest, said Ms. Graham, whose career is focused on people with disabilities. I'm not that informed on national security, but I do support the military. My brother's in the Air Force for 33 years. Also, I'll do everything I can to support the military. I'm not a polished politician. National security isn't my thing. It's not my area of expertise, but I do support the military. Well, people gasped when they heard that. So, some takeaways from the Florida primaries. Well, Alex Vindman got beat. The chubby, Taballard, former treason person is not going to win. But 550,000 idiots in Florida actually voted for him. Pretty frightening. Yep. It was a mixed night for the Demon Rats. Nixon, the Democratic socialist, victory over Inman is a sign that progressive cancer is starting to break through against better funded establishment rivals. The state lawmaker and former labor activist raised less than $1 million, while Vindman outraised her by more than 16-1. Vindman was nationally known for his testimony during the Trump first impeachment trial in 2019, while Nixon built her profile in Florida politics. Of course, Vindman betrayed his oath to the Constitution. Byron Donald, the Republican congressman from Florida, has been the winner in the Republican primary, and he will go on to probably become the governor of Florida, the governor's first black governor of Florida. Corey Mills, who's facing allegations of corruption, was defeated. President Trump has signed a marble slab as part of the new White House helipad. President Trump Wednesday signed a marble piece that will be part of the new South Lawn helipad, he says, will be operational this month. For 50 years, they've wanted to have a heliport, but nobody knew how to go about it. And we're building a great heliport. It's donated by Sikorsky, by the helicopter company, because we have helicopters that can't even land here. There you go. It's President Trump getting it done once again. Once again, Trump getting it done. 122,000 veterans have lost their disability pay over a bogus law that needs to be changed. An old rule. 2 Senate laws could change that. A Democrat and Republican are trying to deal with it. So what's going on? A veteran who takes a lump sum payment on their way out of the military and files for disability years later will see that money recouped. They'll never get their payment until that debt is paid back. Yep. Their entire disability payment is withheld. Separation pay is a lump sum some servicemen receive when they leave the military, often involuntarily, as a force management tool. Disability compensation is something else entirely. This is meant to offset the toll of service-connected injuries and illnesses, which is why I receive a disability check. Federal law bars a veteran from collecting twice for the same service, and it treats these 2 payments as duplication. So a veteran who receives separation pay is later awarded disability compensation. The VA is required to recoup the earlier money first. That's messed up. The VA says there's no choice in the matter, none whatsoever. This rule comes from the 1940s. Far more veterans are affected by this than most people realize. Since fiscal 2013, more than 122,000 veterans have returned over $2.5 billion in separation pay and bonuses, according to VA data. $364 million is still owed to the VA. Wow, it's crazy. That's crazy. That's insane. Sophie Cunningham has a great trip to Canada despite the Canucks booing her. The sexiest woman in the WNBA sent a very loud and clear message after getting booed viciously in Canada. She put on her big girl pants and her hard hat and ventured into Canada for the first time. And what a patriot she is. It can be Wild West when you go north of the border. Nicest people in the world, says the author, but still you never know if you're going to get up there, what you're going to get up to. So she had some good things to say about the Canadian fans.
How are you able to withstand everyone and secure this win? Yeah, I want to give Toronto their flowers. What a great environment for women's basketball. It was a hell of a crowd. It was a lot of fun to play in front of. Sandy Bondello's doing a great job. Marina, and now they have Sykes back. I want to give them their flowers because they're a hell of a squad. But you know what? Kelsey kind of went.
Well, that was a very, very generous of Sophie Cunningham, to be so smart. The leftist hate wanker socialist retards in Canada who booed her are scumbags. They booed her because she said men shouldn't be playing women's basketball. If you think men should be playing women's basketball, then you're just brain dead. You're absolutely brain dead. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the news for tonight. Now we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. Who is being blocked? Cool beans, you're not helping the situation. What's going on with the moderators? Why are the moderators not dealing with this? Just remove these comments. The two of you are acting like children. Stop it. Hey, Rudy, what's up? So I just gave him a 24-hour timeout for his conduct. If by electing hardcore socialists will come back to bite them. Yes, it's already biting them. They've already lost. They were surprised that they lost the Democrats, lost the left, lost the Francesca Hong race to a guy who wasn't even in the race until a month before. All right. So I'm caught up. Any questions? People want to ask questions now. Because people are acting like children. Yeah, that's right. People don't remember that Big Brother's watching. What you say your social media can get you in a lot of trouble. Anyway, yeah, so we're caught up on that now. You're welcome for the news, Linus. Oh, now you hear the aircon. I just turned it off. Linus, I'm not sure how I can arrange for cabs. I'll have to ask if someone can take care of that. Pizza party. I responded to your email, did I not? I saw your email. The one where you said you have evidence of something going on. I'm still evaluating that. Sorry. It looked like a fire outside. It was just a street light. Good night, Emerencia. Have a good evening. You're welcome, Sharon, for the news. My pleasure. Yeah, I heard about that, Garrett. That was last week. That happened. You're welcome, pizza party. Still evaluating. Sorry. I'm kind of tired. It's been a long day. But anyway, so these are the caps. If you guys want to get them, it's fade resistant. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, so I appreciate the folks who made these. So I hope you guys like them. I don't know what the comment was, ours or Rose. Please send details tomorrow's meet greet early if it's far out of Pretoria so I can make it. Debbie, if it's a place that they're offering, it's about 15 kilometers east of Pretoria. So, but I haven't decided if I'm going to go there. Caps are awesome and great quality too. Yeah, Debbie, they were. These are a little bit different. Those are 5-panel. These are, I think, 3-panel. Still good though. Yeah, 3-panel. Rust the monkey, that means that you should be approved for resettlement. Yeah, so that's fine. Now you guys can watch whatever you want. I'm just telling you that if you sit around and watch the my case portal all the time, it's going to drive you nuts. Thank you for the 70 Rand there, Yanni. I appreciate that. It's just going to drive you nuts. All sorted, Wirebird. Okay, so we're sorted for Vanderbilt Park. Are they going to put me in the same place they usually put me? Because I really like that spot. No, the caps are not in my store, and my store only delivers in Europe and North America. It won't deliver to South Africa, unfortunately. And if it did, it would cost you a fortune for the shipping. I'm going to work on a solution in South Africa because people like them. Okay. I'll also come up with some other caps. So yeah. Anyway, so for that hate wanker, you know, there were rifles on the design that one of my viewers made originally. Had a rifle here and a rifle there. I had the rifles taken off and just had stars put on there and the same on the back. I'm sure that probably hurt his feelings if I had rifles on there. So he didn't do that. They changed the layout. Okay. The caps are only available for donation in my hands. I've just received another 100 of them. 50 went in less than 24 hours. So we'll see how long these last. Okay. Okay. You salted. Okay. Thank you. All right. Just let me know when I get there, Wirebird, if I need to pay for that. Okay. No, I'll take care of it. Okay. So, all right. Did you ask him if we can have the room like we did last time? We kind of had to adjust. That was kind of weird. People get obsessed with my case. It actually makes you depressed looking at steps. It's not meant for you to see. I literally go once a day check. Exactly. That's my point. You guys can do what you want. You can join any Facebook group. You can join any WhatsApp group you want. You can go listen to the Heartburn Crowd. If you want to, you can listen to Professor G. Actually, I recommend you listen to Professor G as well. But you can do what you want. I don't control your lives. You decide what you want to listen to. You decide what you want to see. That's not my control. I'm just telling you that other than Professor G, the rest of it's just a bunch of bullshit. It's just a bunch of bullshit, and you're wasting your time. Madeline's reapplied. Well, okay. I'm not sure why you reapplied. No, Rust the Monkey, you're taking the right approach. That's good. Got my tickets today. Very short notice. Have to jump and organize. Well, okay, David Free. Good luck with that. Happy I have had nobody I can trust in South Africa who could handle the merchandising from this side until now. So I'll look into it. Yeah, so anyway, Big Dutch agrees with Sigi. Sigi's correct. All it does is cause undue stress. I've told you all that from the beginning. By the way, I bought my pizza earlier. I walked back from Romans, and the Romans here is just a takeaway. And I'm like, this used to be a sit-down restaurant like 15 years ago, wasn't it? And the girl had no idea what I was talking about. So I looked it up. I did a search, and I said, was the Romans Pizza on Burnett Street in Hatfield a sit-down restaurant? And the response was, yes, it was. Historically, it was a sit-down restaurant. So I told her, and then the guy, there was an older guy there, he came up and he said, you're right, sir. It used to be. It was right there. It's where the Burger King is now. The Burger King place replaced Roman's Pizza. Now it's just a takeaway. But Roman's, when I first ate it, my first Roman's ever was in Hatfield 15 years ago or something like that. And it was a sit-down restaurant. They had pasta and pizza and everything. And so, yeah, that's how they started. and here, at least here in Pretoria. Now they're a little further down. I had to walk a little further. And yeah, it is cheaper to do takeaways. Yeah. Yeah. And so, and I missed that. It was a nice sit down. So when I walked past the Burger King on the side, I'm like, aha, that's exactly where it was, right in there. Anyway, yeah, I got you. Some guy said to me, I got, he didn't mean anything by it, but he used a racial stereotype. Hey, European man, he's trying to beg money from me. I'm not a European man. I'm a human being. I'm an American. You can call me an American, call me a human being, but don't call me a European man. I'm not a European man. It is delicious, but it's cold. Yeah, they had a little chair to sit in. Yes, Renell, we can have a quick phone call off the stream. Absolutely. You know the original owners that started Roman Pizzas. Well, tell them I said thank you. If they want to be interviewed, I'm happy to do it. Yeah, I like Romans. I hate Debonair's. It's like eating cardboard. Yeah, it's like I don't eat chicken licking. Debonair's is better. No, it's not. It's only better if you like to eat cardboard. Debonair's is definitely not better than Romans. I have not been to Menlyn since I've been here. Okay. I've never had holy dough. Roman's pizza is tasty. Yep. So anyway, the original owners, that's pretty cool. Yep. Debonair's is cardboard. Never liked them. Never liked them. Had them in Botswana, and it was horrible. Watch all the YouTube channels on the refugee program. The only ones I can trust is yours for SG. The rest are toilet paper. I agree, Sinbad Carlo. I agree. Never been to Senior Pizza in Heidelberg, James. We are grateful. We received our tickets today. We want to say thank you for all your time, video, and information. You're welcome, Love My York. Congratulations. Favorite Roman's pizza. What's for dinner? What's my favorite? I like the Hawaiian. But tonight I got a barbecue chicken, minus the onions. Yeah, Neil, I was called European man tonight. If in Centurion side, you must try Rebel's Pizza. I've been to Centurion, but I've never had it before. Was Romans known as Caesars? I don't know about that, with Wally. Yeah, Michael Picard, I'm loving my trip. And there's a super chat of 5 pounds. ANC, kill my family. Never forget. Thanks for being here. I'm so sorry to hear that they killed your family, Warren Fred. I hope whoever killed them. Thank you for the 5 pounds. I've not made a American flag, John. What are you talking about? Sorry. Well, that's because there's no content to steal. I'm not making many refugee videos right now. So, yeah. So I briefly talked about this, but not very much on Ronaldo's stream. I made a video, but I'm probably not going to post it. I do this occasionally. Sometimes I make a video and I just don't post it. So I made a video earlier. I'm probably not going to post it. And what I want to talk to you about, there's a person who claims to be affiliated with the Amerikaners, and the person is not affiliated with the Amerikaners. The person has threatened others if they don't give or direct their followers to that person's social media accounts. And the person has been slandering me and showing the videos and passing the videos around that Sloot has made. And so he's committing the crimes as well. The person has lied and claimed that he can get someone's case denied because he's with the Amerikaners. He's not with the Amerikaners, and he's a liar, and he can't do that. He is violating the terms of his refugee status in America and will be reported to USCIS for his actions. He's making fraudulent statements and threatening other people who are refugee aspirants, and apparently has already arrived in the United States. I have the name, I have the phone number, and I know where the person is at. And USCIS will be informed of this person's misconduct. No, it's a South African who's in the United States who made over the refugee program and will be reported to USCIS and is part of that little crowd. So anyway, yep. If someone tells you that they have the ability to block you from going, a South African, they're a liar. They're a liar. They have no role. They can do nothing to you. Well, he could be deported. Yep. Yep. Well, he's an idiot. And he's been threatening me. I don't really pay attention to him. I've ignored him. But we're not talking about Sloot. We're talking about someone else. And he's in America's refugee, and he's just put his refugee status in a lot of trouble. Yep. Yep, there are lefties everywhere. That's correct. He's also, what else did he do? Oh, he also claimed that the Amerikaners have gotten a ineligibility case overturned. That's a lie. That has not happened. That is a lie. The Amerikaners have not gotten anyone's ineligibility overturned. That's an absolute lie. If you see that in a group, the person's lying. South Africa belongs to the Khoisans. Well, Ethel, I think a lot of people agree with that statement. No, I don't know who that teen is, Rustamonger. Why would I know that person? Timmy Africano, that's pretty good. Idaho belongs on pizza. Well, what is wrong with any of those people? There's something seriously wrong with all of them. So, you ask that question. It's a fair question. What is wrong with these people? What is their major malfunction? Were they bounced on their head as a child? Were they abused as children? I'm familiar with the case because I saw it in the media. Rust a monkey. Yep. Anyway. So I just want you all to know, and you hear it here, because they're now spreading these rumors that they've overturned an eligibility case. It has not happened. Well, let me tell you something. Okay? If there's a way to reverse or reconsider an ineligibility letter, do you think for a microsecond I would not share that path with people? Do you think I wouldn't tell people? I mean, come on, folks. Let's be realistic here. Do you think I would hold that information? Why would I do that? First off, if I'm all about the clicks and all about the ad revenue, which these liars say, I would get tons of views if I came out with my credibility and said, hey, here's the path. You can't have it overturned. That would be huge. I'd have 500,000 views on that video, and I'd make probably $800,000 on one video. Why in the world would I keep that to myself? I never would. It doesn't make any sense. It hasn't happened. They're lying. They're spreading false hope, and they're doing it for attention, or because they're malicious, or because they want to make money off refugees, the things they accuse me of doing. You've not been vetted more than any other person ever. You've been held to the standard, lioness. Exactly. If I have a story that's genuine, I will run the story. Yep. I've got another scam coming from Botswana. Oh no, that's just Pennsylvania. Sorry you want pizza, Big Dutch. I'll be having some shortly. I'm probably watching some Amazon, not Reacher though. Reacher went woke. I can't watch it anymore. First season was good. Khasika, that may be very true. A woman said she got her flight canceled 2 hours before she flew, and ineligibility letter 5 days ago. So why did she go to the flight if she had an ineligibility letter? It's possible. Sorry, I'm dealing with something here. Dave Rennie's already making excuses. No, I didn't see that. They were talking confidently yesterday. Did I meet Arc Precision? I don't recall. I'll be back in Cape Town in September. Oh, Hoppy says thank you for that. Yeah, you're very welcome. No, pizza, I don't disagree with you, but you know the outcome, the upside of that is that he's going to be reported to USCIS for his actions, threatening refugee aspirants, claiming that he can have them blocked. Not a smart move, Nicky boy. Not a smart move. Not a smart move. I think those who have been declined should pursue other paths citizenship, asylum seeker, immigrant. Asylum seeker is impossible. You have to be in America to apply for asylum, and you can't get in if you have derogatory information. So I'm not really sure how that helps. Immigration, yeah, it depends on what the reason is, and nobody knows what the reason is, so you have to just try, you know, to get a visa. Andre, you're welcome. Charles, what's going on? Well, I don't know anything about a flight to Portugal inclusive 3 days, 159 pounds. Is that from London? That's because they have mass tourism. There's people like that on USA, and then there are people who are willing to give up everything. Well, I agree, Larry. I agree 100%. Pizza Party, I don't disagree with you. Well, first off, Lawrence, I don't understand your statement. How can people get their approval letter while waiting for tickets to get their Dear John? Okay, I've covered this many times. Either you haven't watched my content or you're not listening. I'll assume you haven't watched my content. From the very beginning and from the day I covered 3 hours about the ineligibility letters, I told you you are not a refugee until you enter the United States and go through immigration and that agent stamps your passport eligible to work. Until then, you're a refugee aspirant. Your status can be revoked at any time without any basis whatsoever. It's just the way the law is done, and so they can revoke it at any time. Your approval, which everybody gets excited about, I've been approved. No, you have not been approved. You've not been approved. You have provisional approval, which can be revoked at any time. I've covered this many, many times. That's how it can happen, because something came up. Something in the investigation came up that made that case ineligible. They discovered something and made it ineligible. They don't give approvals and then just maliciously go, oh, we're going to keep the toys from going over. It doesn't work that way. Well, Virtual Western Cape, why are you looking at my case portal when you're already American? Well, you used all caps, and so it got deleted. Told you that. No. What I said is I didn't say about groups. I said people are asking about linking cases, and I said, given what's been happening with ineligibility letters, it doesn't make sense. You do what you want to do, but if it were my situation, I would not link my case to someone else. I would do my family and go. If they want to link up with me in the States, they can do that on their own, or we can link up once in the States. But no, get over. What if they get an ineligibility letter and you get pushed to the back of the queue? What's happened? Right. Well, Big Dutch, I'm glad you agree with me because it's a statement of fact. You're not a refugee until you arrive in America. What's the difference in Tabani? That's a very good question. In Tabani, with a name like that, is it fair of me to assume that you're Black South African, or is that unfair? What's the difference between using the refugee program and paying your own way? Well, number one, you don't use the refugee program. People who are suffering from unjust persecution can qualify for the program. You can't use it. You can qualify for it. And if that situation affects you, then that's probably a good path for you to do it. A big difference is that paying your own way is that you pay nothing. You don't pay for the interviews. You don't pay for the medicals. You don't pay for the processing. You don't pay for any of the decisions. All of that is borne by the U.S. taxpayer. You only pay for your flight, and you don't even pay for that up front. That's paid for by the International Organization of Migration. They pay for it. And then you pay them back later on in interest-free loan. Hey, work people, how you doing? You know, it's very quiet in my room now. It's suddenly very loud around here. People are very noisy here. Icebergs, thank you for all you says. Thank you for all you. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. I do all I can. I give my all. I give 100%, and I work my tail off to help other people. And I really do it. I really do it. So you guys, if you want to link your cases, you can link your cases. But I'm just saying it's, in my view, based on what I've seen, not the best idea. What if someone gets ineligible? You're welcome, Pizza Party. Anyway, song time. Song time. Song time. Is Vodka Model still here? She was here earlier. What the hell? What's going on? Oh, it's a cleaning crew. Okay. No, it's okay. I was like, I heard bottles. I was like, maybe the drunks are out here. Thank you. It's the clean. They have a night shift that cleans rooms. I guess I don't know if they rent the rooms by the hour. Maybe here. Maybe they rent the rooms by the hour. Maybe I really got a dodgy per dia. Anyway. Oops, that's not what I'm looking for. Where is what I'm looking for? I'm looking for the other one. There it is. What do you need to contact me about, Andre? I mean, everybody wants my number. I can't answer everybody. Is the program fund to be on next year? No. Well, no, because there's no budget yet. Budget has to be approved. I don't know how far it's approved. They did a temporary measure which extended the budget, but the Congress has not passed a budget in 25 years. They just use, continuing resolutions. So I don't know when that's through, but I think it's through January. But January has nothing to do with anything, unless that's the date they pick. The fiscal year is 30 September. 1 October, 30 September. If we ever pass the budget like a proper government would do, then we'd have a budget in advance. But I don't know the current status of it. I wouldn't worry about whether it's funded. No, a new Senate, Congress, no, they will not fund it. No. Okay, Loretta. Oh, blood. That's a shame. Hope that gets solved. Big Dashes, appreciate the work. Well, you're very welcome. It's not so easy. Trust me. Okay, hang on a second. Let's go ahead and find this. Which one is this? Is this one? 351, 342. I think it's that one. Anyway, let me go to a different spot. I'm not going to go with that. Let's try this one. Let me see if I can find this. Here we go.
Land of gold sunsets and sky so blue. Mountains whisper stories of dreams so true. From oceans roaring wild to valleys deep, the heartbeat of a nation that will not sleep. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. People sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked schemes. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people's above it all. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. People sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies, they weave their weave. But we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may thorns may fall. For the power is the people above it all. We know.
I love the song, and I also love when I was flying through the air at the Caledon zip line, you know, like Superman, and I put that to it. Will you be available to have a chat when you're in Cape Town? Andre, you can come to meet and greet. I can't promise I have time to hunt down and talk to every person that wants to talk to me. I'm not being cold or callous or cruel, but I mean, I have given every ounce of blood to people here. I love how people say, how's your holiday going? What holiday? I devote all my time to South Africans, black, white, and brown. I meet them all. I answer their questions as best I can. I give them the views that they want to hear about, and I do favors for people. I really bust my ass to help people. I can't promise I'm going to meet with people. I would suggest you come to meet and greet. If you have a question you want to ask me, we can try to address it after everyone else has asked their questions, which is what I do in my meet and greets. So I would suggest that, Andre, that you watch for the shorts and come to my meet and greets. What stuff is going on in Dearborn, Michigan? I know people have gone to Dearborn and they're having a great experience. So I don't know what you're talking about. What's going on in Dearborn? G. June says, I feel the same people who secretly funded AGOA will pull another fast one. I'm not really scared what you're talking about there, G. June. AGOA is not funded. The African Growth and Opportunity Act is a law that allows African countries to ship their goods and services to America with no duty. There's no funding. There's no funding to AGOA. It isn't a standing program. It's a law that lets the goods and services enter America without paying duty. I'm not sure what you're talking about. No one's funding it. No one's secretly funding AGOA. There's nothing to secretly fund. Heidi, what's going on? I haven't seen you there. All right, so I'd love to come over with my daughter. Oh, sorry about that, Ivisberg. Well, that's the law, South African law. Good night, Debbie. There'll be a meet and greet tomorrow, Debbie. Just watch for a short, okay? Did I enjoy the game drive? No, I didn't see the Big Five, but I saw Cape Buffalo. That's a Big Five. Buffalo, Nyala, golden wildebeest, regular wildebeest, blue wildebeest, impala, hippos. Is that one of the Big Five hippo? And no, I didn't see any leopards, no lions. Yeah, so I saw quite a bit. South African government ignored Trump still got, well, it has nothing to do with Trump. The South African government made themselves ineligible for AGOA in 2018. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but the law is clear. I've read the law. I've gave you the citation. I've shown the law on screen. I've made videos about it. You must respect private property rights in order to participate in the African Growth and Opportunity Act. The South African government abrogated private property rights with the introduction of expropriation without compensation as a bill in 2018 when Ramaphosa came in office, and since then have been ineligible for AGOA. The fact that Congress has allowed them to remain in it and the White House has not taken action is shocking. Shocking. But that's the law. So we're ignoring the law. There's nothing with ignoring Trump. Excuse me. What else? Good night, God's girl. Meant the bill is passed. Oh, gotcha, G-Jun. But there's no money behind the bill. There'll be no government shutdown in September. The Senate passed the bill and it went to the House. They'll pass it and the government will be funded at least for the next few months. Sidbad Carlos says, Colonel Wyatt really does go way out of his way to talk to people. He even made time for me to present him with a book in Mossel Bay and sat and listened to what I had to say. Thank you, Sinbad. I did. I really did. And as if I recall, Sinbad, I was soaked from that salty, nasty wave that engulfed me. Where will the meet and greet be? In Cape Town, there'll be one in Gordons Bay. There'll be one in Lambert's Bay. There'll be one in Veldhoven. There'll be one at Blobergstrand. So that's 2 in Cape Town and 2 north of Cape Town. And we'll see how many more. Thank you for your live streams, Rena. I don't know how you keep up with the travels, meet and greets. Yeah, it's because I'm the Energizer Bunny. That's how I do it. Mars Ferry. Go to the province where I don't know what to recommend there. Sorry. I'm hungry, but I'm not starving. Charleston is sounding better, but now my nose is bothering me. Right. Congress will pass. Neither side needs the government to be in a shutdown during an election this year. Midterms. They're not going to. Next year, they won't care. This year, they care. So there won't be a shutdown. So there you go. Right. An hour and a half we've been at it. It's time to wrap it up here, folks. I need to put the aircon back on. I need to stretch my legs. I need to start eating my pizza. All right. So I'll catch you there. I also got to check some WhatsApps. Okay. All right. Have a good night. And I will see you all tomorrow. Okay. Might even do a daytime stream if I'm not busy interviewing people. Cheers. God bless and good night. Be sure to hit the like button. Thank you all for the super chats. I do appreciate it. Bye-bye.